After graduating from university, a recent graduate will finally step into the working industry. Salaries are paid in return for the labour. In Islam, ujrah, which means wages on benefit, is based on the calculation of salary for work or the benefit of the person workforce. Nowadays, a worker benefit is determined by their talents and work experience. However, for a fresh graduate, finding a position, especially with a high salary, is difficult. Most fresh graduates are underpaid and reluctantly accept the wages out of desperation in order to keep the job.
There are two major factors of the minimum salary implementation. This factor can be seen from two perspectives, which are employee and the firm. From worker perspective, balancing between the minimum salary and living cost is crucial in order to bear with the economic condition. Hence, the minimum salary set a baseline level of income that ensure employees can meet their needs, such as food, housing, healthcare and education. It helps prevent exploitation and ensure that workers can maintain a decent standard of living. Besides, it clearly can reduce income inequality. Minimum salary policy can help reduce income inequality by establishing a floor for wage. It ensures that even the lowest paid worker receive a fair and reasonable compensation, narrowing the gap between the highest and lowest earner in the society. From perspective, the implementation of minimum salary is to improve workforce productivity. Providing a reasonable minimum salary can motivate employees and improve their moral and job satisfaction. When employees feel fairly compensated for their work, they are more likely to be engaged and committed to their role. In return, it can lead to increased productivity, better performance and overall efficiency within the firm.
So, the question here is the current minimum wage rate relevant to the standard of living of Malaysians? Based on the latest Belanjawanku guide published by the KWSP, the cost of living for singles in the Klang Valley is RM1,930, and for singles who owns a car, their living cost is RM2,600, and the same applies to married couples without children who need RM4,630 to live comfortably. For married couple with one children, they need RM5,980, and for married couple with two children, the estimated cost required to live in the Klang Valley is around RM6,890 per month. However, the latest poverty line income set by the government is RM2,208 per month. So, if a person earns a minimum wage of RM1,500, he is categorized as poor. Meanwhile, RM1,169 per month is categorized as hard poor.
Positive impact of the implementation minimum wage policy. So, there are several positive impacts. The first one is reducing the poverty rate and bridging the income gap. The second is social stability, and the third one is helping the economic cycle of the country.
The first positive impact is reducing the poverty rate and bridging the income gap. The increase in wages received will increase households' income as well as increase consumer purchasing power. This situation will be able to reduce the number of extreme poor in the country. This increase in ability causes less dependence on government assistance such as medicines, subsidies, and so on. Indirectly, the government will be able to save taxpayers' money.
Besides, what is a social stability?
Social stability is the minimum wage can also provide social stability within communities. Workers who are assured of receiving a minimum income are often more likely to remain in their current jobs. This benefits employers who aren't forced to deal with the inconvenience of high turnover. In addition, workers who earn more are less likely to leave their communities in search of a better wages elsewhere. This result helps stabilize neighborhoods, benefiting all who live there.
The last one is helping the economic cycle of the country.
This is the wage increase. There receive will have a positive impact on the economy. As their incomes increase, their costs for food, childcare, and other household expenses will increase as well. This directly boosts local companies in the area, such as stores, eateries, and retailers, for instance, while also raising tax revenue. In conclusion, an increase in the minimum wage will have a positive impact on all tripartite entities of the society, capital, labor, and government. The MPs need to amend the minimum wage-related legislation to peg the annual minimum wage increment to Malaysia's GDP growth.
The negative impact of the implementation of minimum wage policy. Do you guys know the implementation of minimum wage policy can bring negative impact to the fresh graduates and economic condition if the rate is too high? Firstly, it will reduce employment rate. This is because if employers cannot afford to pay the government-mandated minimum wage, they will hire fewer workers. Unfortunately, workers or fresh graduates who are willing to work for lower wages will be turned down for jobs. As a result, this policy's implementation limits job opportunities for current graduates who entered the labor market, leading to a higher unemployment among fresh graduates. Second, it increases competition for jobs among fresh graduates since the company limits the number of employees. Furthermore, employers nowadays prefer more skilled and experienced employees over fresh graduates who are just about to develop their skills and gain experience. Even if they hire a recent graduate, they will be unable to provide new employees with skill training because the funds will be used to pay the employee's salary. Last but not least, it can cause inflation for two reasons. The first one is that the company will raise the price of goods due to increased production costs. Second, as wages rise, purchasing power raises, causing the price of goods to raise to balance demand and supply in the market. This situation indirectly contributes to a high cost of living, particularly among fresh graduates who have just begun their careers and have limited financial resources.
To conclude, the fresh graduate deserve a better treatment for their work, even if their income cannot be increased, but the government should consider establishing legislation of a minimum salary for new graduates. If the salary is not properly determined, recent graduates might be treated unfairly and underpaid. They will be paid less than the value, almost at the same level as individuals without any formal education. By paying fair and equitable income to the fresh graduate, this will ensure and secure the long-term of employee well-being.